Today we're going to see if the Spinosaurus from the Hammond Collection is worth $65. You'll always find me in the toy aisle with Jurassic figures, and I must say the Hammond Collection really jumps out from the others with its packaging and design. I collect a lot of cool dino collectibles, but this has to be the most realistic figure thus far, and lives up to the True Effects logo on the box. The box displays the classic JP3 logo, along with some example poses, a John Hammond silhouette, and a picture of the Spino bulldozing through the perimeter fence. The packaging is almost too cool to open. After bringing myself to open the box, it was time to put the Spino together, but after popping his tail in, it took me about 10 minutes to get him standing. I actually got pretty frustrated, but it was all worth it. I was finally able to enjoy its beauty standing up. They did an absolutely phenomenal job painting this Spino. The colors are blended very nicely with the texturized skin. Starting off with the head, we first make contact with its piercing green eyes, but right as we lock eyes, we see what the jaw of this beast can do, with it being able to slightly open its mouth and then opening it even further for larger prey. The inside has this gummy feel which gives a level of realism. My only fear would be it getting sticky from heat exposure or getting dirty from debris. Within the mouth, we can see that the tongue too is articulate and can be moved in two positions. As we drop down to the neck, we can see that the Spino has great articulation, allowing it to maneuver its gaze on any prey or potential threat like a buck T-Rex. As we travel down to its guns, we can see the Spino's second most deadly weapons, its arms and claws that were used to break our hearts and the T-Rex's neck. These arms appear to be a hard plastic, that is up until its hand and claws, which in terms of being safe, are good and are made of bendable rubber. Then we come to the last thing you'd want to see if you were on a boat, its large sail. If given the choice of seeing this or a shark fin, I'd choose 100 sharks. The sail as well as the rest of its torso is made of plastic. Next up we have the part that gave me the most difficulty, the legs. We get movement in the hip joint as well as two of the parts of the leg. Even after playing with it for a bit, I was still having a hard time posing it, but it mostly comes down to my ability to balance it. I loved the paint job up until this point. I know it probably would have been a little bit more costly for the manufacturer, but the back cloth would have been a lot cooler painted, especially as it's advertised as True Effects. The realism of everything else is awesome, but we're let down by these little unpainted claws. But then we make our way to the very cool tail that I didn't know was bendable. This bendability helped with the balancing act. What was once my absolute least favorite Jurassic Park movie has now moving up in the ranks as the newer additions to the franchise get worse and worse. I know in Rebirth they went for a more realistic look, but I didn't ask for reality. I wanted bigger, scarier, cooler, and this Spino got the memo. The Spinosaurus from the Hammond Collection isn't your average dinosaur toy. I mean, could you do this pose, or this one, or this one? Probably not. Thus not making it your average toy. Could this be used as a kid's toy? Sure, but at that price tag, it'd be a bit overkill. And not to mention it being a few scratches away from losing its realism. So I've concluded this to be great for the kids who never grew up. Sure, I was like 2 when the Spino first graced the screen, but as I got older and the movies got worse and worse, I started to grow admiration for the Spino and the Kirby's. With how expensive other hobbies get, while I don't love this price, I don't regret spending this week's rent on it. If you want to pick one up or support the channel, we'll have an affiliate link down below. Be sure to subscribe so you can watch me spend next week's gas money on more toys and collectibles.